Since I've been looking at job postings lately, I figured I could share. We can go through a few and see what I look for in the good ones and what I avoid in the bad ones. So I'm on LinkedIn and I pretty much just searched for data engineer and remote. And this is what a handful of the ones that came up today are. We have a senior data warehouse engineer, and you can see in 6 hours it's gotten 43 applicants. A 3 to 6 month contract. I don't know exactly what you can accomplish in a 3 months, but I guess maybe it's a contract to hire thing. Develop and maintain scalable data pipelines for bulk data movement between systems of record, develops and maintains scalable applications, aligns initiatives between business teams and technical teams to improve data models that feed business intelligence tools. That makes sense for data warehouse. Troubleshoot, resolve issues, works closely with a team of front-end, back-end engineers. 5 years of experience, pretty much across the board, just 2 years in cloud, and experience with the Microsoft stack. So from this, what you would expect from a data warehouse or analytics engineer type position, probably wouldn't bother with it for a 3 to 6 month contract because it's like kind of makes you question what their goal is. They don't really describe what that goal is or the industry it's in. And then you don't really get a good idea of the stack because it could be AWS or Azure. Maybe they haven't picked yet. So maybe they're doing an on-premise to cloud movement. And then we have the kind of the blurb about what the client is. I assume this is, contracting firm. They do give the hourly pay position, so presumably it's billable hours. All right, a senior software engineer data pipeline. That's a fancy title for data engineer. Are you ready to be a titan? Play a pivotal role as our data platform expert. You'll be part of the engineering team at Service Titan to help build products. We build for perfection, use the most modern tools, have an amazing culture. Every company probably thinks that. What you'll do, design, solution, data ingestion, data delivery, understand a broad range of design, LinkedIn link at a bullet point, able to lead projects and mitigate risks, deliver software, build scalable product managers, period 7, 0% development -3. What? Okay, if you put in a resume that had this kind of formatting issues, you would get kicked out immediately. I don't know why they think the job posting can look like this. All right, let's see. 5 years of experience, solutions, Kafka, IoT, Kinesis, data pipelines, Azure Data Factory. They're all over the place. Spark, Pig. So they've got on-premise, they've got Azure, they've got AWS. They've got Snowflake, Redshift, Vertica. Oh man, they're all over the place. This is rough. Typically used by Microsoft technology stack, even though they've listed every other stack possible. Maybe need a PhD in IANS. Yeah, I think needless to say, that's just one big red flag on that one. So pass on that. All right, next we have this remote principal data engineer, seeking a data engineer to lead the data implementation and aggregation of world's premier integrated, so healthcare pharmacy, 100-year history with 300,000 employees. So it's a very big place, probably somewhere we've all heard of. The right candidate will be focused in Azure Cloud. So it's Azure and it is remote or hybrid in the Chicagoland. Is that what Chicago people call Chicago? 8 years of experience, 6 years data engineering, experience with Microsoft Azure Cloud, Azure Data Factory, Databricks, knowledge of SQL, NoSQL, writes complex ETL, previous experience with data models, data lakes, Python, Java, data ingestion, central data lake systems, experience with Snowflake is a plus, healthcare, finance, or regulated industry. Exposure to some data management tools. I haven't really worked with those. And they give a pretty good salary range. And then the benefits, probably what you would expect from a company of that size. So this isn't bad, probably pretty standard. It doesn't really tell you the focus or what the primary initial goals are going to be. They want a lot of experience. They kind of give an idea of the stack, so at least they're doing that, but It's kind of a pretty much a straightforward one. Yeah, not too bad. Senior data engineer. Pacific Life is bright, agile, and diverse talent. Seeking talented data engineer. This role can be on-site, hybrid, or 100% remote. That's nice of them. You'll be key role in Pacific Life's growth and long-term success by building analytical pipelines and automate data flows. Data analysis. You're in the retirement solutions division. Insert anything else you want to point out about how the team works together. Why? Like, does not one person proofread these? Like, insert name here. How you make an impact? It really just, they were doing so good. Discovery participates in discovery and capture of data requirements, 15%. Solutioning, participate in design development, 25%. Building, analyze and develop and build the stuff, 25%. Thought leader, stay on top of your stuff, 10%. You need 8 years of experience as a data engineer, data analyst, financial analyst, systems analyst. Okay, anything. Experience building highly valuable data pipelines, experience working with AWS, cloud databases like Snowflake, unstructured and streaming data. And then they have a big blurb about who they are again, base pay range, which is pretty wide range. And then the benefits. I haven't been going into the benefits too much because I feel like those are going to depend on the person and what they're looking for. But, you should probably be expecting pay time off, holidays, 401k, and health insurance at the minimum, and then whatever cool perk that specific industry can give you. Overall, not bad. They kind of give you the stack. They give you the idea of what they're looking for. Just kind of that one weird sort of editing mistake that can really just make you look bad, just like a resume. I have a senior data engineer, Bay Area, California, remote. This is a very short one. Looking for a data engineer to build data pipelines for a data center at the team's largest social media organization, using its next generation data tools. As a member of a centralized data science engineering team, you'll do a variety of projects. All right, that's pretty generic, but at least it gives you kind of an idea of the industry. Partner with leadership engineers to understand data needs, design and launch effective, reliable data pipelines, build data expertise and own data quality for areas, 5 years of experience, SQL, Python, data warehousing architecture, Airflow, Luigi, 2+ years, and building ETL. Kind of what are you doing your other 3 years of data engineering experience that you didn't have ETL design experience? Actually, this gets a lot across and not a lot of text. So that's actually pretty good. They don't get into much on compensation or benefits, but you could probably talk to that on the recruiter the first time. But it kind of gives you a pretty decent overview of industry, general idea what they're going for, experience, and tools. So not bad for a short job posting. A cloud data engineer. This is the opposite. It's very wordy. Mathematica applies. All right, this looks like it's all going to be a big blurb on the industry or the client or the company. It's a lot. I do like to have like a single paragraph to give you a general idea of the company and what they're trying to accomplish with the role. So like this paragraph here is not bad. So seeking cloud data engineer to join the health units, analytics systems, and technology team. They don't really give a great idea of what you're going to be doing. A paragraph about the company is good. I don't know you need a giant, although they're still going down here. I don't know that you need quite this much. Get to the technology and the purpose, I guess. So 1 to 3 years of experience with AWS, RDS, Lambda S3, Python, SQL, SDLC lifecycle, Jira, and Git. And then communication skills, that's all pretty standard. Conceptual knowledge of healthcare data, that's fair, it's industry related. And working with data science teams, it's kind of a good thing to have. Working with data science teams is a little bit different than if you're used to it, internal customers or marketing teams and accounting teams and that sort of thing. Microsoft Azure, I thought we were on AWS. I said AWS up here. They say Azure down here. Infrastructure as code, okay. It's kind of not uncommon, but not normal for data engineers to have IAC experience. Google Cloud, okay, we've added the third cloud platform. They don't really specify which one they're on primarily. And then we have a whole bunch of Snowflake, Talent, Informatica, Apache Airflow, R, JavaScript, Docker, Kubernetes, and specific diagramming tools like Visio. I don't know why you need to call that out. That's interesting. I thought at the start, I kind of thought it made sense what their stack was. Now they seem all over the place. That's kind of a bit of a red flag. Unless they're just using that as if you know Azure or Google Cloud, then you'll pick up AWS. But they could also say that more clearly. Do you have a salary? Ooh, not a super high salary range, considering they're kind of looking for platform skills, infrastructure skills, data engineering skills, and potentially multi-platform skills. So I would expect a bit of a higher salary for this role. Oh, I also hate when they put the available locations down here, because if it's remote, then it's available everywhere. If it's only available in these locations, they should specify that, and then they should put it at the top. So if you're not in those locations, you don't bother reading all of this. Now we have a senior data engineer company, nutritional company, it looks like. A lot of health stuff. Join Athletic Greens as senior data engineer, take on challenges as part of a rapidly growing team. You have the opportunity to make significant impact, large scale, data-driven products by machine learning. Data engineering will be widely utilized in various business operations, and you will tackle projects with impact and visibility, blah, blah, blah. Yep, pretty generic stuff here. Actively participate in coaching and mentoring. Interesting, that's their first bullet point. Exploring cutting-edge technologies, evaluating new solutions, analyze pros and cons. It sounds like a very data architect position. Build scalable, secure, repeatable data pipelines. That's more data engineering. Looking for 6 years of experience, working with Airflow and AWS, SQL, NoSQL, Python, SQL for data wrangling, APIs, and developing web applications and user interface. They just added 2 more jobs in there. Okay. And an empty bullet point. And your self-starter line. 100% remote work environment. Strong company culture. You're into that sort of thing. Medical coverage. Pretty normal benefits. It's not bad. I guess though the big red flag here would be they sort of just throw in building web applications and UI, which is unexpected. But other than that, it's pretty standard. I would say if you're interested in nutrition health industry, and they seem to be a remote first company, which is kind of important if you're like remote work. Otherwise, you could end up on a team that is just like, they claim they're remote, but they really just hire that one person who's remote, and the rest of the team is all on premise, and then you're the one person who's stuck out on your own. Okay, now we have a data product architect role. It's a little different. Key member of the data products team and support all aspects of guiding engineers and analytics teams to ensure the best decisions are made. Data modeling is the primary role. The day-to-day is leading in the analysis, design, and implementation of data products. Embed with feature teams, plan and participate in structuring data design reviews, ensuring adherence to data design and security, canonical models of APIs, event streams, and data as a service. Empower data product squads. Stay up to date on relevant technologies. This is all pretty standard architect stuff. You tend to be more being on top of things, running design groups, overseeing the process more than maybe day-to-day hands-on work. So minimum 5 years of experience with Azure, Kafka, data modeling, Mongo, SQL, Power BI, Tableau, data governance, equivalent certification, knowledge of DevOps. This is pretty reasonable. They kind of hit on all the big things that you would expect out of an architect. They pretty clearly defined what their current stack is. And then they indicated you just need knowledge of these other things and not that you're going to be expected to do it as your primary job. So, okay, again, though, this you need to be in these states should probably be towards the top, because this would not apply to me. So I may have just gotten excited, and then now I can't apply to it. So otherwise, this was a solid one. All right, we have a data architect here. Not much here. Technical functional skills, 8+ years of experience, Java, Databricks, Data Factory, Cosmos, Kafka, SQL, 10 years of experience in architecting data integration workflows in Azure Stack. Oh, wow. 10 years in Azure Stack is going to be rough. That would have been, 2013. There was not much of an Azure data stack in existence at the time. So good luck finding that. Key technology, Azure Databricks. Oh, if we want to go through it, Azure Databricks didn't exist 10 years ago. Data Factory didn't exist 10 years ago. Cosmos DB didn't exist 10 years ago. Kafka messaging, not part of Azure, may have existed. And Azure SQL, I think that may have just been releasing around 10 years ago. Azure SQL released in 2010, so you could have experience on that. Banking experience is a big plus. It's not surprising that banks are asking for technologies that didn't exist when they wanted experience for them. Roles and responsibility, design and architecting of integration architecture to payments and cash management, including cloud deployment and unit tests. Yeah, there's really not much here. It doesn't really tell you who you're going to be working for or really what you're going to be doing very much. I don't know if you're building all of this as an architect or if you're coming up with the plan for it. And yeah, again, just anytime they ask for experience and things that didn't exist at the time, that's always kind of a red flag. So probably pass on that one. All right, a lead data engineer can work 100% remote, headquartered downtown Milwaukee, hybrid. All right, so that's good to have up front. Looking for a lead data engineer to provide technical leadership, reduce total cost of ownership of solutions by increasing use of shared components. That's a really good line. That's always an important part of a lead job is, making sure owning something isn't misery. All right, ability to translate business requirements, extensive data pipeline and analysis, AWS with a bunch of AWS technologies, Python, PySpark, Terraform, CI/CD practices, and what you can learn on the job. Gain experience in AWS Cloud, which is nice because that means they don't expect you to just know everything. Learn their agile practices, partner deliver solutions, including governance, architecture, and data science. So it's what does success look like? First 30 days, understanding what's going on. First 6 months, starting to deliver some solutions, business processes. And then in the first year, start leading the team and partner with solutions architects to advance the platform. This is maybe the best posting yet. Gives you a good idea of where you're going to be working, of what the goal is. Good list of the technology stack, so you know exactly what you're going to be working with, kind of what they expect as a person, and then what's in it for you, what you can gain. And that's always good because it means they don't, you can learn some data science if that's an interest of yours. And then a literal list of what your expectation would be the first year. This is an A+ by MGIC. All right, the Enterprise Data Architect, remote. Hello, I hope you're doing great. This is Peter from... What? My apologies in advance if I've contacted you in error. Please ignore this email. I don't even know where to begin. So, yeah, again, if you had something like this in your resume, it would just be thrown out because you'd look like you're not really taking this seriously. So, and you kind of wonder because this man's name is not Peter. So did he just give a random person's phone number in the job description? A 12-month contract. Yeah, it's about what I expect from contracting. 8+ years experience building data warehouses and using ER Studio. That's a very specific call out. Practical experience with Azure Lake. That's not a product. Hub and Synapse. SAP and cloud migration experience. Very specific. 10 years in IT. So you need 5 years in information systems, 10 years in IT, I don't know what the difference is, and 8 years as a data warehouse person. Understanding a business domain. How would you get that if you don't know what the business is? In-depth experience designing and implementing information solutions. Probably goes with your 5 years up here. Experience with system integration, including interface design, web-oriented architecture techniques, enterprise-level data modeling and information classification, common information architecture frameworks, and information models. I don't even know what these mean. intermediate understanding of meta models, taxonomies, and ontologies, and the challenges of applying structured techniques to less structured sources. I don't know what they want, but I don't think it's going to be fun. Experience with distributed management and analytics in cloud and hybrid environments. Knowledge of a variety of data access and analytics approaches. Solid understanding of problem analysis, structured analysis, programming techniques. Oh man, how long is this one? This one, all right. Familiarity with data science concepts as well as MDM. Those are not really related at all. Business and we're just listing all the fields. Business intelligence and data warehouse design. Okay, please know everything. Highly technical and hands-on experience in Apache Spark and Python, or Microsoft Azure, but also the open source, Kafka, Spark streaming. Strong knowledge of problem analysis. I thought this was, didn't they want building data warehouses? Okay. Structured analysis, expert in building solutions such as MDM, ETL, business intelligence. Again, we're just listing all the fields. Thorough understanding of data science concepts. We're repeating ourselves, right? Business, bachelor's degree randomly in there. Rationalize, track all KPIs to the logical connectivity and flows for cascading enterprise dashboards. And Azure, Power BI, or other technical tools. So you need to know Power BI. Help to ensure architecture is used as the lens and filter to it. Don't know who wrote this. Prioritize, execute data and analytical initiatives with a clear line of sight. Enterprises. Oh my God, the buzzwords. Facilitate digital strategies, decisions, and support Kendrill. Is that the company name? I think they messed up. Usually contractors don't want you to know the company name because you could just go to their website and apply directly. Not that you would want to. Collaborate with enterprise data solutions architects and UI UX designers to ensure that their enterprise information and content strategy help drive the company's design. You're doing UX design too? Oh man. Analyze user metrics to make intelligent decisions to optimize digital dashboard and user experience. Provide support and you have some long days here. Develop and drive automation. Aid efforts to improve business performance. A hand-on technologist with, okay, hands-on? This is architecture, right? You're both going to be hands-on and apparently high level across the entire company. Foster value creation to the organized. This includes data exploration, envisioning data-enabled strategies. You're strategist too. Work closely with business partners to facilitate human-centric design and bring customer experience lens. Is this a front-end person? Oh man, experience in multi-tier architectures, working in an agile development environment. You're always in an agile development environment. Wow. Best of luck. I don't know what's happening there. Remote senior data engineer. Oh, short one. Ready to make a meaningful impact in an organization? One of our clients is looking for a senior data engineer to join their high-performing team. You'll be a great fit if you have minimum of 5 years experience in data engineering, communication skills, process a thorough understanding of the cloud platforms, all the cloud platforms, your experience in ETL processes, your experience with cloud-based data lakes and warehouses. Competitive compensation. I've never seen anybody say, hey, sorry, we're not very competitive on our compensation. Contract to hire. Doesn't say the time period of the contract. So that's kind of like to have a time limit on that. And then I got some keywords for some technology. Looks like mostly AWS. Not bad for a short one. I mean, they don't really get into kind of what you're going to be doing or who you're going to be working for, but not too surprising. One of standard data engineer, it sounds like, cloud platforms. So not bad. Might be worth talking to the recruiter about. Data and analytics engineer. This might be our first analytics engineer. Join the best team on the field in sport, spirit, and achievement. Varsity brands, the people that make like jackets. This is very much an athletics company, isn't it? More company stuff. It's good if you're interested when it's there and you don't have to look it up, so you have things to say at the interview. Join our team here. Was listed as remote, so I'm gonna guess that is a mistake. Expanding data and analytics, looking for clever, creative, data savvy people. And working with a team of data professionals delivering end-to-end analytics projects from requirements gathering through programming. Have a background in data, business analysis, understanding of Power BI, and Microsoft Stack. Job responsibilities: design, develop, maintain enterprise data lake and data analytics, translate business needs, design and deploy data tables, reports and queries, maintain store procedures, views, functions, develop, maintain ETL, create analytics, visualizations, internal subject matter, diagnose and resolve database access and performance issues, some very DBA type roles here, predict unit testing, work with technical solution vendors, utilize sound development lifecycle practices, performs changes according to process, teamwork, and practices for IT change management. So doing change control, properly maintain source code. It's all very generic. I honestly forgot what the title of this was. Could be anything. Maintains a customer focus, telling stories with data, deals effectively with ambiguity. Not a great statement. I don't remember if this was an engineer position or not. Power BI, SSAS, SSRS, tabular reporting. These are some older technologies. Cloud services, Azure Preferred, AWS, Google, clearly Microsoft Stack, maybe on-premise, maybe moving to cloud. I don't know if you're writing reports, you're doing ETL, or what you're doing here. Kimball methodology. Oh yeah, this was a data warehouse position. Supervisory responsibility. Oh, so you're a manager? I'm very confused about this role. Largely a sedentary role. However, sometimes you need to move. Here's an experience. I don't know. This is way down here. You need a bachelor's degree and you need 3 to 5 years of experience in Power BI, SQL, Microsoft. Yeah, I don't know. I don't know what this one is. This is all over the place. I don't think they know what they need. Data and analytics engineer, a lot of just generic statements and some data engineering stuff, some data architecture stuff, some report writing stuff, some data warehousing stuff. I don't know what you would be getting into with this one, and what kind of stack you're on. I'd probably just avoid this one. If it would be better if they categorize these things by, like, here's technology skills, here's personal skills, here's whatever else nice to haves, like having just written communication skills, an analytical mind, and then Power BI, like a list of technologies, is just painful to read. All right, and last we have a principal data engineer. They're looking to fulfill a government client contract remotely. Good to have all of that up front so you know what you're getting into. Support user communities building on AWS or Azure, and best practices in security and cloud. Recommend and advise optimal data models for data ingestion. Understand best practices for predictive models, including cluster management and algorithms. And evangelize with data scientists. I don't even know what that means. Excellent communication skills and capabilities to interact professionally with executives, managers, and stakeholders. 8 years of experience in data engineering. 3 years experience on cloud platforms. This is a reasonable amount. I don't think there's too many people. I'm at 5 years on cloud platforms, but I felt like I was a pretty early adopter. Proficiency in NiFi, Kafka, and other data integration transformation tools. Salary range. Whoa. Okay. And then a whole bunch of keywords, which are everything. I don't know what this job is. I guess you're on AWS or Azure. You're maybe doing ingestion, or I don't know how to evangelize. So you got to do some evangelizing. So you got to be a bit heavier on data science than I think most. You got to know a few little technologies. If you know these two, you're good to go. Yeah, I don't know what this one is. They started strong, and then they really just didn't list out what they needed very well. There you go. That's my process of scrolling through job postings and seeing what jumps out at me. They're all pretty similar, so after a while they just blur together, but hopefully that was helpful.